Hey, so your very first lesson on drums, I would like to talk about the ways you can hold the stick and give you some basic exercises, things that you can do even if you don't play drums yet. Of course, you don't play drums yet. Because usually, like starting an instrument, you fall into very boring stuff because things are very technical and I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about how you can hold the stick. Okay, maybe we should start from there. I think it's a good point. There are two basic ways to hold the stick. They call that the German grip and the French grip. The only difference between them, or the main difference between them, is that the German grip, you would be holding the stick with the camera. Let's see. When you play the drums, your palm is facing down and your thumb is like sideways. When you play in French grip, your thumb is facing up and your palm is facing sideways. You should be learning both. Actually, you're gonna be using both while you're playing drums. It's not like you choose one way of holding the stick and you keep that forever. You know, actually need to learn almost all ways of holding the stick. There are many ways to hold the stick. These are the basic, most used ones. So just grab your stick and like start playing around, thinking about this idea of the thumb to the side or the thumb up. Because when you're playing drums, you're gonna be moving your arms, and each angle and position that your arm is at, you'll be holding a certain grip. So usually on the snare you can do both. You can do both anywhere, but for example, if you hear the hi-hat, maybe you're like German grip, and if you go to the ride cymbal, it's a more of a natural movement that you go with the French grip. Although you can play German grip on the ride too, but you'll be actually naturally going to the French grip. And then here in the snare, usually feels more like, at the beginning when I started, I always thought the French grip was kind of more natural for me, but I also felt weak. Felt like I didn't have strength to hold the stick like this. The stick felt like it was wobbling around, and I took very long time to adapt to the German grip on that, so I could have more swing on the arm. And that's other stuff we need to talk about. Because on the drums you move, when you're playing, let's talk about the arms. When you're playing drums, you move main joints. Now you move the shoulder, you move your elbow, you move your wrist, and you also move your fingers. So the faster you go, the smaller the muscle is. So that means the fastest you can play with is with your fingers. I will do another lesson later on, but for now just think about that stuff. Think about it, observe yourself, and start experimenting around the kit. You don't need to play anything, you just need to sit down the drum kit, start getting used to that sound, because the drums are really loud, so sometimes you get scared because you hit and it's like bah, bang, and just do something, play something. Doesn't need to be on time, doesn't need to be correct, just experiment and slowly observe yourself and have this consciousness that of what you're doing wrong, of what you're doing right, what you want to improve and stuff. So I will do some exercises and I'll put the link on the description for you to practice with. thinking about that. And another tip is you can listen to, put like a song that you like and just play the snare, just play the hi-hat. You don't need to play everything together, just play one thing. Play like a slow song or a song that's more like steady, you know. Then you do also just the kick, the tum ta, and there's the left hand on the snare. And there are a few songs I can suggest for you to do that with. One is like AC/DC Back in Black. The song that tan ta-na-na, ta-na-na, ta-na-na-na-na. On this parts like ta-dun, 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 ta-dun. On the parts which are like a bit like awkward rhythm, not so straight, because right now for you it might be easier to play straight. And so you just stop and keep playing on the straight parts, so you can have a feeling of the song, feeling of the music, you know. Another idea is just to clap your hands, play a song and clap your hands, like those people on the TV show, you know, just like they're clapping. You clap with the snare, or you clap together with the kick, or you clap both kick and the snare. And then try to feel the song, try to feel the beat, feel the time of the song, feel the tempo of the song. Like a metronome, like a click. So do that. Just play around and have fun, you know. So the songs I would like to suggest. You can do the AC/DC Back in Black. You can do Dire Straits Walk of Life. And another one is like the Jet, Look What You've Been Done. Look What You've Been Done. Whatever. I write the proper name later. So maybe other things that you need to know as a beginner is like the names of the drums. And so we can communicate and refer to the same thing. So like thinking about the experimenting around, you could also play just the snare, ta 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 ta. Think about drum fills, you know, ta 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 ta. Then you go to the tone. Do just the tone. Do the other tone. Do the floor tone. Pa 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 pa. And then do the kick. Boom, boom, boom. So just feel those things, how they feel on you, you know. There are certain techniques that you need to use also on the feet, but you can talk about it later on. For now, you can just have fun. For example, I'm gonna make a recording of me playing something, and then I'll be just playing the hi-hat. Then you add to the hi-hat the snare. Then you add the kick down. Then you can stop and you just play the snare. Ta 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 ta. Usually, like we use the hi-hat, the left feet, our left feet, to count the tempo. You can also use the kick to count the beat. Ta 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 ta. Remember, it doesn't need to be on time, doesn't need to feel like anything for now. Just get used to the drums, to your instrument, to how it sounds, and how you feel the stick on your hands, how the impact of you hitting something feels back to you. It's also really important that you must feel relaxed the whole time. You cannot really get tense, as this is gonna make you injuries on your muscles if you play tense. Like people are gonna hold the sticks like this. You should be holding the stick like just with those two fingers. Mostly for now. That's the German and the French technique that I just explained before. Yeah. So I'm gonna do some cuts, I'm gonna play some stuff. There I'm not gonna be talking. And later on, you can check on the description for that guided exercise I'm gonna do. So you can play with me, you know? Yeah, so remember, be relaxed. Hold the stick with these 2 fingers for now. Just wrap the other 3 around the stick and don't do much more than that. And then sometimes the stick gonna fly out of your hand, doesn't matter. You need to get the muscles, the pin set, need to be strong to hold the, not tense, but strong muscles, that's the difference. So they stay in place. And we're gonna be talking more about the techniques and how you hold the stick properly in other videos. Just for now, be relaxed, experiment, and don't be afraid to do anything. There's no right or wrong. Just have fun, that's all.